All right, let's talk about something that gets all of us stuck. We're diving into 101 Things I Learned in Product Design School, a book that is just packed with wisdom for demolishing the creative roadblocks we all face, especially the biggest one of all.
So let me ask you, are you waiting for inspiration right now? Come on, you know the feeling. You've got a blank page, an empty screen, and you're just frozen, waiting for that bolt of lightning, that one perfect idea to magically appear before you can even start.
Well, that waiting game? It's a total trap. We've been taught to believe that creativity starts with a brilliant thought. But what if that whole idea is completely backwards? What if waiting for the perfect idea is the very thing that's preventing you from ever having one?
And this, right here, is the core idea from the book that changes everything. Design is a physical act. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It's not something that just happens in your head. It's an active, hands-on process. You actually have to do something to figure out what you're thinking.
Okay, so let's get practical. How do we do that? First up, you have to think with your hands. And that means busting this ridiculous myth that you need a good idea before you can start sketching. It's the exact opposite. You start sketching to find the idea.
And here's a really critical distinction the book makes. You've got to draw as a designer, not as an artist. See, an artist might be focused on creating a beautiful finished piece, but a designer is just thinking out loud with a pen. Your sketches aren't for a presentation. They're for exploration. They're just your thoughts made visible.
And this picture says it all. The whole point is to make a mess. The goal is quantity, not quality. Seriously, go make 100 quick, ugly drawings. Who cares? Use a thick marker so you can't get bogged down in pretty details. You're just trying to get the ideas flowing, not create a masterpiece.
So you've filled a notebook with messy sketches. That's fantastic. But the book warns us not to fall in love just yet, because drawings can be pretty convincing liars. The next step is absolutely crucial. You gotta move from 2 dimensions into 3. It's time to build it to believe it. Here's the fundamental difference, and it's everything. A drawing can only ever show you what something looks like. It simulates appearance. But a physical mock-up, even a really crude one made of cardboard, starts to tell you what it feels like. It simulates the experience.
Just think about it. You simply can't understand the weight of an object, the balance, or the ergonomics from a picture. Building a quick, cheap prototype uncovers all these problems and opportunities that are totally invisible on paper. You have to physically feel it to get it.
Now, this flows right into our next big idea, which is that how something looks is how it works. We have to bust this myth that an object's form, its shape, is just some pretty decoration you add on at the end. The truth is, the form is the instruction manual.
The Nest thermostat is the perfect example. Why is it round? Because it's tapping into decades of what we already know. Round thermostats are for turning. Its shape literally screams, "Turn me." You don't need a manual. The design itself tells you exactly what to do. That's when form and function become one.
Okay, so you've got these ideas and prototypes. Now for the scary part. You have to show them to people. And that can be terrifying, right? We're so conditioned to see criticism as a personal attack, as a sign that we failed. We need to reframe that completely.
In design school, they call this to crit. And the most important rule of the crit is that it is always, always about the work. It is never, ever about you, the designer. The goal isn't to defend your idea to the death. It's to gather insights to make the next idea even stronger.
I love this phrase, your ego is not your amigo. It's so true. The real key here is to detach your ego from your creation. Put your sketches on a wall, invite people to react, and then just listen. The feedback you're getting isn't a final grade, it's pure fuel that's going to power your project forward. So, what happens when you actually combine all of these principles? When you think with your hands, build things to believe them, and treat feedback as fuel? You get a process that is anything but clean and linear. You get a mess.
And this chart just nails it. We expect our progress to be this beautiful, straight upward line. But the reality of creative work looks like this, a tangled, winding path with frustrating dead ends and sudden breakthroughs. This chaos isn't a sign that you're failing, it's a sign that you're actually doing the work.
So this brings us to the final question. Really the whole point of this explainer. After everything we've talked about, what's your answer? Are you going to keep waiting for that one perfect idea to strike? Or are you willing to get your hands dirty and make 100 bad ones to find that single good one? If you're ready to embrace the mess, you know what to do. Subscribe to Lazy Reader.